There are a ton of things you can do with egg whites. You can make scrambles, you can make cloud eggs, you can make meringues, you can make meringues.
It's Some Guy Who Could, starring Brett Picorni. Featuring Brett Picorni. Guest stars on the show include Sal, Peppy, and the lovely Paula. Today's episode is brought to you by Brett Picorni.
So what exactly do you need to make meringues? First up, of course, you need the egg whites, about 4 to 6 egg whites. Then a cup of sugar. Guys, I had exactly 1 cup of sugar left, so I'm pretty sure it was fate that I make meringues today. After that, only one more essential ingredient, cream of tartar. Then all we've got are what I like to call the flair ingredients. The stuff that adds flavor and pizzazz. A lot of people will use vanilla extract. I've got some homemade vanilla extract right here, and I gotta tell you, this stuff, it is good. However, I'm experimenting today. I'm going to go for butter lemon meringue cookies. And for that, I've got butter flavor and lemon extract. And then to make them really sparkle, and I mean sparkle, I've got some Egyptian gold edible food glitter. I know it's a tiny little container, but trust me, a little bit goes a long way. So what's the process here? Well, like I said, we've got our egg whites. Now we need about a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Boop. And you know, it's not completely essential, but it can also be nice to have just a pinch of salt. Now that we got that stuff in there, it's time to start blending this. A hand mixer will do just fine, although if you have something like a KitchenAid, awesome. I'm gonna start on a low speed. That way I can kind of incorporate that cream of tartar and the salt. And also, I don't send it all super flying everywhere. Slowly increase your speed, okay? What we're doing is incorporating air into these egg whites so they fluff up. If you start too high, you're just gonna send them splattering everywhere. But look at that, they're starting to foam. We're gonna increase our speed and keep it going. I'm at full speed now, just keep mixing it nice and good. You can see they're starting to get foamy. They're not quite a thick consistency yet, and that's okay. Just keep going until they start forming peaks. Turning it off, I'm going to show you. You can really see it's still very creamy, but you can see they've creamed up. The egg whites have expanded. And just keep on going. All right, they've gotten pretty thick. Now we're going to start adding in our sugar. So once again, keep it in that speed. Get it nice and high, and slowly bring this stuff in. And look at them taking form like that. You can really see it. As they start to take more and more shape, you get more of that air in there, you bring in the sugar in. Now we have some thick egg whites. That is what I like to call meringue. It's good and thick. There's lots of air in it. The sugar, we need to keep blending it until the sugar dissolves. And one way to tell, just go ahead and feel it and just put it between your fingers. If you still feel that graininess, it's not dissolved. So we need to keep going until that sugar dissolves. Now, as you can see, my container here is just a little too big for the amount of egg whites I'm whipping up here. It's pretty well smoothed out, so I'm gonna start adding my flavor ingredients now. Usually you only use one flavor ingredient, that being vanilla extract when it comes to meringue cookies. However, like I said, I wanna try making butter lemon, so I'm gonna use a half a teaspoon of each. And first up is our lemon extract, which actually, I want a stronger lemon flavor, so I will use a full teaspoon of lemon and then a half a teaspoon of the butter. And if you've never used butter flavoring, this stuff is really good. It makes some excellent frostings. So we've got our flavors, and now it's time for just a touch of this Egyptian gold edible glitter. Just the tip of the knife will be good. See that? Just a teeny tiny amount there. That is going to be perfect. Is my tongue a little glittery? And back to it! And you know what? I'm actually not seeing that glitter. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna add some silver glitter as well. There be gold in them hills. Bloop. Is my tongue glittery? Again? Alright guys, that means it's just about time to bake these puppies. Get your oven going at 225. But before we get them on the sheet here, we're gonna wanna put them in a piping bag. Now if you remember the mashed potato episode, I told you can use just a Ziploc bag with the end snipped off as a piping bag. However, I did manage to get my hands on an actual piping bag, and a reusable one at that. So I'm gonna be using this for these guys. Make sure you flip it kind of inside out like this and you get close to the bottom because, well, you'll be able to fit it all toward the end and not worry about too much of it sticking up here. Anyway, I've got it here. I've got my spatula. I'm gonna start getting this stuff out of the bowl. Nice big spoonful like that. It even looks kind of like marshmallow cream. Ooh, right on in there. Just scraping down all the edges so you can get as much of this as possible into the piping bag. After all, we don't want to waste any, right? And as it's getting full, just kind of pull the edges up a little bit. You can see it's starting to come out of here, so I want to hurry up with getting all this here. It doesn't have a closed tip here, so just get it all in nice and quick. But it's nice and full, so we know it's going to work good. Work well. There's that lemon flavor. Time to start spouting these out, okay? Alright guys, and there we have it. That's 12 good-sized meringues there. Now they're ready to bake. We just got to get our oven, like I said, to 250 degrees. You're gonna bake them for about an hour, then turn off the heat and leave them for another 1 to 2 hours. So, I'll see you guys in a while. Oh, I hate waiting for meringues. That's the hardest part about making them. But I do have to stress how important it is that you do wait. 225 is a low temp, guys. So every time you open up the oven, you're letting out a lot of crucial heat. As much as you want to look, just leave them. They will be okay. 1 hour, baked at 225. After that hour has passed, turn off the oven and leave it shut. Do not open it. Just let them sit for another 1 to 2 hours. Then you're good to go. I've still got 2.5 hours. And here they are, guys. They may not be some super awesome, amazing pattern you're used to seeing with these kind of cookies, but they still look really good. I guess the real test is going to be tasting them. Oh man. If you've never had fresh meringue cookies, you need to try this right away. It's so easy. Crispy on the outside, a little delicate in the middle. Super good. And I'm loving this flavor combination. The butter flavoring with the lemon is just to die for. I'm not some super fancy baker, but these were easy. Meringue cookies can be kind of expensive in the stores, but I gotta tell you, they are cheap to make. You pretty much just need sugar and egg whites, and you really don't need that many of them. I'm not a professional chef, and I'm not a baker or anything like that. I'm just some guy who cooks. And I'm telling you, these meringue cookies are easy and worth it.